As mentioned, today we're talking about the underground email marketing playbook for 7 through 9 figure ecom brands. Real briefly, I think he already gave me a quick intro. So, run an email marketing agency, 100 plus clients, 100 plus brands. I've done hundreds of millions of dollars in email revenue. I run an email newsletter with about 40,000 subscribers. And here are a few of our clients. So, Orgain, Nugs, CrossNet, and Poopery are some of the previous and kind of current clients. And for today, we're going to kind of really quickly run through some of the basic fundamentals of flows, segments, and campaigns. And we're going to spend a lot of the time on some really important automations that are often kind of ignored or just people don't know about them. And then we're going to end with some rapid fire, interesting tactics and experiments that we're running for our clients. So let's dive in. So the very basic thing, just so that way we're on the same page today, there's 3 different types of emails. We have a campaign, we have a flow, and we have a transactional email. A campaign is a one-time send to a group of contacts. Think about a holiday blast or some kind of promotional offer. A flow is an automated email that takes place when a certain trigger occurs. Think about an abandoned cart or some kind of welcome series. And then a transactional email is very similar to a flow, but it's specifically after people purchase, and it's things like order or shipping confirmation. So starting with some flows, the way that I think about things is there's pre-purchase and post-purchase. So some of the flows for pre-purchase are things like the welcome series for non-buyers, the site abandonment, browse abandonment, abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, and back in stock. And then post-purchase, we've got things like customer thank yous, review requests, cross-sells and upsells, win backs, and the breakup series. We don't have time, obviously, to go through all of these. To really focus on 3 of the core ones, I'm going to cruise through the welcome series for non-buyers, the abandoned checkout, and then kind of a customer thank you email. So here's a 4-part email sequence for the welcome series for non-buyers. So someone signs up for your list through some kind of pop-up, 10% off, free shipping, entry into a giveaway, whatever that entry offer is. This is where we're going to deliver that and educate them on your brand and who you are, how you're different, why you're better. Give them the value proposition that they signed up for, that discount, that incentive, that giveaway entry, whatever that might be. And we're going to send you typically about 4 or so emails over the course of about a week, really indoctrinating them and educating them about the brand. So this is kind of the welcome series for non-buyers. I think this is fairly straightforward at this point. So I'm going to move on to the next one. This is the abandoned checkout. So most people don't know this, but there's 4 different abandoned flows. And at each step in the drop-off, a different abandonment flow is triggered. So when we think about the customer journey, the most number of people are going to be at the top of this pyramid. And then the fewest number of people are actually going to make it through and actually make a purchase. At each step in the drop off, though, viewed category, viewed product, add to cart, started to checkout, we want to send people personalized emails to move them from one step to the funnel to the next one, or even from one step all the way to the purchase. So if you have someone on your list and they came to the homepage or viewed a category, and they didn't view a product, or they didn't add to cart, or they didn't start checkout, or they didn't buy, we would send them what's called a site abandonment. However, if someone did the top 2 things, viewed product, and didn't do anything below add to cart, we'll send them what's called a browse abandonment, right? If someone does added to cart, but doesn't do the 2 bottom of the pyramid, we'll do abandoned cart. And then the last one is the one I want to talk about briefly, is the abandoned checkout. But there's a lot of confusion between like the abandoned cart, the abandoned checkout, and some of those others. So I just wanted to clear that up. But essentially, the abandoned checkout, these are your best people. These are people that are super far into your funnel. They're so close to buying. They have heavy consideration. You just need to push them from this consideration into the conversion territory by following up and remind them about the items they left behind, teaching them about kind of the value proposition, kind of similar in the welcome series, and the quality potentially of your product, if that's really how you're different. With the examples on my screen, this is a really high-end brand that we used to work with that sells like merino wool. This jacket right here is $220. So they really talk about like the value proposition and the quality and the benefits of that product to justify the cost. So you want to kind of remind people here about you, and you're going to get a percentage of these people to convert. And then the last kind of core basic flow before we move on is a customer thank you as well as a review request. So these are really great places to leverage plain text and send emails from like the founder or the community support person or the community manager, anyone that really is customer facing in your organization. If it's not a founder or someone else, is a great way to send a plain text email saying, "Thank you for purchasing. Here's how to use our product." And then after someone receives it, you want to thank them again for their purchase and basically entice them and kind of ask them to leave a review. So those are kind of some three really basic flows that we're going to build on. And then segmentation, some really kind of core basic segments. There's a bunch of these. So engage segments, VIPs, purchase one time, never purchased, purchase specific products. They viewed products or added a cart or started checkout, but they never bought. Gender-based segments are really important, and then geography-based segments. So for the purpose of this presentation, we're going to focus on these top four. I'm going to define these a little bit further. So with an X day engage segment, the X basically is the variable of time. So 30, 60, 90, 120 days, etc. And prior to iOS 15, for those unfamiliar, iOS 15 probably rolled out, honestly, almost exactly a year ago. And it basically, for certain people that opt out of tracking, it masks their open. So there's a little bit more anonymous data around them. You don't know whether the open was legitimate or from I guess, essentially like a robot or a computer. So prior to iOS 15, it used to be opened or clicked or joined a list was the criteria that defined this engaged segment. But with iOS 15, we also want to add things like active on site, viewed product, added to cart, started to checkout, and made a purchase over X number of days. So that's an engaged segment. The next one is VIPs. And the formula here is someone has spent X dollars in the last Y days. So this is going to be different for every single company depending on your average order value. So in this example, this is basically saying that someone has purchased from this store $100 in the last 30 days. You want to find like the upper 10 or 20% of your customer base, and those are typically your VIPs. So maybe they've spent like 2 to 4 or 3 to 5 times the average order value, or maybe they've purchased twice or 3 times as often as your typical customer. Purchaser, right? So this is fairly straightforward and basic, but we want to kind of further segment down to see who's purchased what. Maybe there's maybe you're an apparel company, you sell a t-shirt and pants or something that go together. If someone just bought the t-shirt, you want to maybe segment them and send them an offer or an email about the pants, or this hat that I'm wearing. Maybe it's a hat and the t-shirt. Maybe I bought this hat and the t-shirt wears well with it because of the color, right? So you might want to segment people based off specific things being purchased. And then you also too maybe want to segment people that haven't purchased and send these guys maybe a little bit different content, maybe some offers, maybe some better offers, really to entice these guys to kind of take that leap with your company and ultimately make that purchase. Okay, so here's a kind of a laundry list of campaigns. Again, there's a lot of these. I'm going to focus on these first 4 of 5. So a new product launch, a holiday email, a promotion, and an education email. But again, there's a whole bunch of campaigns. I'll give you 1 second to kind of look at them on the screen. I'm about to move to the next slide, but if you guys want to look at some of those campaigns, another 10 seconds. Cool. So here's an example of a new product launch. The reason that these work well is people want the latest and the greatest, and both potential buyers as well as current buyers are going to buy this because it's new and great. It gives you an opportunity to sell more product to existing customers, and because it's new and it's great and exciting, people that were on the fence about buying from you might be able to buy this and be really excited. So new products and new collection launches are great emails to send. Holidays, right? This one's fairly straightforward. Coming up in a month, I think we've got, what do we have? We have Halloween, obviously Black Friday and whatnot. It's like 2 months out. Christmas, New Year's, etc. is 3 months out. So holidays are going to be big going into Q4. Promotions and special offers. This was an interesting promotion we ran with one of our clients where there were 3 different offers within an email, and the best offer had the fewest number of quantity available. So buy one, get one free, which means 50% off, had 20 available. 30% off had 25 codes available. And then $12 off was equivalent to about 15 or 20%, had 30 available. And the good thing about this is people would go really quickly, try to get the first one. 20 of them got it, but everyone else then had to really quickly try the next one. So this created a lot of like scarcity and urgency with the buyers. So the next time that we ran a sale, we noticed a lift as well because people had to move quick. And then the last one that I wanted to focus on quickly before we move on to kind of some of the often ignored flows was the concept of educational content and social proof. This was an email that we did for one of our wallet clients where we did a blog post basically taking people through different wallets throughout the ages. 5, 10 years ago, the wallets used to be really thick and bulky. They used to have like every single receipt you ever had, every single card, whether it was expired or not. And they used to literally burn like a hole, I'm sure, in a lot of your guys' pockets. I know that was me at least. So this is an article kind of showing what wallets look like over the ages. And now the focus is really like minimal and thin and sleek. So educational and content and also social proof is super important. So now let's talk about that we have the foundation, some important yet often ignored flows. Some of these you're going to know of, others maybe you don't. So the first one is shipping update emails. So this is really important. There's a bunch of different ways that you can trigger these emails. Someone has a shipment confirmed. Someone has a item that's been picked up by the post office. Your item's out for delivery. Your item's been delivered, etc. So there's a lot of ways that you can trigger emails. And what's really important about these is a couple of things. One is it allows you to provide proactive alerts to your guys' customers. Two is it gives you further insight and data at each step of the funnel on what's going on with a particular customer. And you also know the status of each customer's order. That way, for customer support, you can tap into that and figure out, oh, hey, you're inquiring about your order. It actually shows that it was just delivered. Go check your mailbox or go check your front door. And then it also allows you to understand when you should trigger product review requests. Oftentimes, I get emails from companies that send me the product review request, before I've even received it, or literally the day that I've received it, and I have no time to even experience the product before we're writing a review. So in this case, right, you could time your review based off a shipment being delivered. So someone has an item in hand. Maybe you'd want to give them like 7 days or 10 days to actually, experience it and use it, depending on what it is, before you ask for a review request. So 2 to focus on for right now. The first is this out for delivery. So this email doesn't drive a lot of revenue. The goal of this email isn't necessarily to drive revenue. It's really just to let people know, hey, you got a package coming, get excited, be on the lookout. Has a really high open rate of 77%, and it has a really strong click-through of 14%, because people want to know, is it going to be my house today? Is it going to be my house tomorrow? What does that look like? And then the next one is when the item delivered. This I call like the Amazon effect. Every single time like Amazon delivers at my house, I can't wait to go out there, get it. My Alexa tells me that there's a package there. I get an email letting me know that my package is there. So this shipment delivered, again, while it's not going to drive a lot of revenue, it is really important to create like that persona and that experience within your guys' customer, that feeling that you can invoke of that really excitement. It's like a present showing up on Christmas Day. It's just a really exciting thing that you can tap into psychologically. Okay, so immediate upsell. We've been testing this concept of literally selling a product that someone ordered, either the same product or complementary product, to people literally right after they ordered. So 15 minutes after they've ordered, we send them an email with a special offer saying, hey, if you want to order something in the next 48 hours, we're going to include it in your shipment. And here's a special offer. It's good for 24 hours. And you can see here, right, strong open rates of more than half the people opened it. Almost 1 out of every 10 people that gets it clicks, and then almost 2% of people actually purchase. So in a 30-day period, this one email drove an additional $16,000 for our customer pretty quickly. And then 1 day later, again, it drove another $11,000. So if we quickly do that math, that comes out to about $28,000 in 30 days, selling more product to people that just bought. So here's an example. It's just a quick email saying, get 15% off your next order, claim your discount code, and here are some other items that you might like. And then email 2, if they don't purchase, has a countdown timer, and it just reminds them that their discount is expiring in 24 hours. So I was wrong. It's a 48-hour discount. Some clients would do it 24 just to kind of drive that urgency home, but this is a great way to drive more revenue. The next one's a happy birthday. So if you're collecting birthdays, or if you know birthdays, or you can collect them, which it's pretty easy to collect, you want to wish people a happy birthday. It's just a great way to bring kind of your brand into a consumer's day, especially on their special day. So it helps you create like this brand affinity and this relationship with your subscriber or your customer that you really care about them. So we're going to send 2 emails here. One's going to be wishing them a happy birthday, and then the other one's going to be saying, hey, we hope that you had a great birthday. So email 1 is just a simple email to celebrate your birthday, here's a special code. The code is HBD, happy birthday, 15. And then it says, let's celebrate with us, get something that you want, get something that you like. And then if people don't buy, we're going to send them this last chance email. That's basically going to say, hey, just as a heads up, we hope you had a great birthday from all of us at company A, ABC, XYZ, whatever it is. Reminder that your code is going to be expiring soon. So happy birthday email. The next is back in stock. So most people understand back in stock, but we do something actually pretty clever and interesting here that's driving even more revenue than the actual back in stock email. So the typical back in stock flow is you subscribe to be notified when an item comes back in stock. And typically what most people do is they wait until the product's back in stock to send you an email. So this bottom email, the second email on here, is the email. So say I bought this hat. I basically would get an email from most companies saying, hey, Chase, to let you know, this hat is now back in stock. Go buy it. And right, you can see that email got a 44% open rate, 21% click through, 5% placed order, and it did 53,000 in basically 30 days. However, what we basically started doing is 5 minutes after someone enables kind of the back in stock reminder, we send them an email saying, hey, Chase, I know that you wanted this hat. We're going to let you know as soon as that's back in stock. But in the meantime, you can use it off a 15% off discount or whatever it might be on this shirt or, these glasses or whatever it might be. Take 15% off anything that's currently in stock. And you can see that this is done, 57,000. So between these two emails in a 30-day period, we were able to add an extra 57,000 in revenue, which means that this automation in 30 days did, north of 100,000. So this is a really successful email for us. And here's what it looks like. Very simple, very easy, straight to the point, claim discount, use it at checkout, auto applies. Okay, the next one is this concept of like a branded VIP program. And essentially here, most people have like VIP programs and whatnot. But with this brand, it's a brand called Poopery. That's a client of ours. It's like the spray for the bathroom. We really focus on calling it a branded VIP program. And what that means is you really have to lean into the messaging of your company and really trying to create like this enthusiast and these loyalists. So we send 3 emails. The first one's about, hey, MVP. And for them, MVP, because it's a spray for the bathroom, stands for most valuable pooper, right? So they're just really leaning into the fact that like, hey, people poop and we're for the people that poop, right? And we're going to help you, make your experience, at your house or whatever it might be better. So when I talk about a branded VIP program, it's very similar to just a VIP thing, but really taking a stance and calling it something special and really indoctrinating and adopting people into it. So the next email, right? Here's your first poo perk. Right now that you're a VIP, you get a poo perk and you get 20% off your next order. And then the last one is, by the way, you still get a discount. And we also want to let you know that we give a crap. And they talk about 4 charities that they actually positively impact through the purchases people make. This is really, really powerful. Okay, post-purchase education is another one. So with all of our companies, we typically do a lot of post-purchase education. It's super important that while people wait for your product, especially if it's something of high value or something that's kind of complicated to use, that you educate people how to use it while they're waiting for it. So between, the purchase day and 3 days after purchase, they get 3 emails educating them on the product and how to care for it. So in this case, this is a client of ours that sells these custom goggles. So this is for like swimmers and triathletes. And they want to teach you how to actually get the maximum benefit from it to reduce buyer's remorse, reduce returns, increase the likelihood of getting a positive, 5-star testimonial, and hopefully increasing the likelihood that you're going to share with a friend about your experience. So here they teach you like wear the strap, do the tension correctly, make sure the position is correct, and make sure that the nose pieces are all aligned. That's step 1. 2 is making sure that while you're using them, they don't fog up. So don't touch the inside. Here's how to make sure that they don't get foggy. Because if they're foggy and you're underwater, that's not going to help you, right? You're not going to be able to see. And then lastly, make sure that you rinse your goggles and you care for them after and you use the protective case. So that way you have longevity of the product. And then the last one is this, I think this is the last one of this, and then we'll try to get through a few more. I know we're coming up on time, is this repeat customer lifetime value flow. So for people that place an order at least 2 or more times, we want to send them a couple emails that's going to hopefully increase the lifetime value and the affinity with the brand. So email 1 is we want to show our gratitude. Again, we want to really call out the fact that not only have you purchased from us just once, but you purchased from us multiple times. This really means a lot for us. We're really grateful. And because of that, here's a special discount. The next email is to share the love. Hey, you've loved it. There's other people that are probably going to love it too. You can give friends money so that way they can buy it. And in return, if they purchase, you're also going to get credits in return. So in this case, to give friends $25 off on a purchase of $50 or more, and you also get $25 off a purchase of $50 or more. The next one is about leaving a review. Hey, leave a review for us. And if you do it, we're automatically going to enter you into a giveaway to win a $100 gift card at our company. And then the last one is, again, share the magic with others. If you want to purchase something for someone, you get a special discount for that purchase. So that was that part. And then I'm going to kind of quickly just go through like some rapid fire tactics and experiments that we're testing for our 7 to 9 figure brands. One is this concept of a snooze button. I haven't seen really anyone do this. It's something that we've been testing. And essentially what it is at the bottom of your emails, you have these buttons where someone can snooze an email for 2 weeks or for a month. And by doing this, we've seen the churn go way down. We've basically been saving the unsubscribe. You obviously need an unsubscribe as well, but this is hopefully a preference that people are going to do just to temporarily pause your emails. So we implemented this in late September of last year. So this was a screenshot for last year, just kind of the first month of data from last year, where we implemented it, let's see, like right around the 20th. And the unsubscribes per day was about 600, 700 people. And we got it down to like, under 400, 400, all the way down to like 100, 200 people. So by allowing people to basically pause emails, we kept them on for longer, which basically allows us to drive more revenue from these people over time because they're still on our list. Free trial. So one of our clients had this really interesting, good offer where we sent this email out and people could check out and do a free trial. I think they just had to pay for shipping and handling. And this allowed people to like sample the product, allowed us to understand which of these products people were interested in. And the take rate of this for a free trial is really high. And then the conversion into a flow that we had for people that did a free trial was also very high. So if you have the ability to do free trials, but cover the cost through like you pay for shipping and handling, that's been successful for our brands. Video recap. So we sent this email out to subscribers where in it, it's like, hey, here's all the things that happened in March. Here's all the things that happened in September, etc. If you don't want to read the update, just click here and we turned it actually into a video. So we were driving traffic to YouTube for clients that were making these videos, doing just a visual recap of everything that happened versus just something that's an email. Wish list. So especially going into Q4, the ability to allow people to add things to their wish list is super, super important. All they have to do if you enable it is add the star, right? They heart this. That will then create this list of things that they want, right? They can let you know who to send that wish list to, or they're just kind of curating their own wish list for themselves. This is done really, really well for our clients. And this is just the email. It's kind of a funny email of, here's the hairy fairy. We're going to grant your wish. Open your wish list. Gamification. So we're sending some emails actually letting people know that they can go to a special offer page. And on that page, they can win a whole suite of different things. So there used to be like those pop-ups and those spin to win on the front end once people already on your list. We were gamifying emails for certain offers instead of just doing a standard 10% off. We were giving them the option to spin a wheel. And we saw for these campaigns that revenue was up 140% based off of previous sales that we've run with just a static 10% off discount code. I know we're up on time. Let me see. I think we ran long. I don't know if the host is here, but I think we probably have to cut this. I appreciate you guys having me.